ပြည်သူလူထုကြီးအားလုံးလုံခြုံကျန်းမာကြပါစေရှင်။ကျမတို့
Wishing you safety and the best of health to all the people who supported the revolution. We'd like to welcome you back from the We Are Thought program that has been organized systematically by People's Code team. And my name is Shunlei from People's Code team, and I will be moderator for today's show. As we have announced, today's topic is about those who have lost who have been maimed or lost their mobility during the revolution, and yet their way of thought and their critical thinking, especially their way of thinking, and that the way analyze and consider has not been impacted by whatever loss they have encountered. That it is important that people, or before the action, thoughts come first before the actions. So long as we have this belief and we have the commitment, they will never lose their life. We are at a certain stage in the revolution that youth across Myanmar are making sacrifices. They are sacrificing their lives, and that they are also being injured, and they are losing that physical mobility. That they are determined that they want to end all forms of the military dictatorship, and that then there are also those we have a lot of soldiers who have been handicapped, and because of the fighting as well. And when we say that those soldiers or the fighters with disabilities, and that we don't call them like disabled people nowadays, we call them as differently abled people. They are differently able, because that doesn't mean that their physical handicap doesn't mean that they are incapable of doing other things. They still have the abilities. We all have abilities as human beings, so they are in a way differently abled people. And when we say the person with different abilities, there are about 9 categories. We have like psychological disability, as well as physical ability, and even in that physical ability, there are also different forms of abilities as well. During this revolution, with the fighting, while protecting the people, we are seeing more and more people who have lost their physical or their mobility. And that if we look back in the world history in the 1970s, those veterans from the Vietnam War had there has been a significant increase of that as well, and the veterans have started a movement for the independent living movement for the persons with different abilities. And through this movement, that has also raised awareness and see that the person with the different physical abilities are also part of the society, and that they were also able to highlight that their exclusion as well as lack of consideration for people with different abilities. They were able to that really raise awareness and the movement, and that later on that we even have laws to protect the rights of the people with different abilities as well. In Myanmar, if we look at the nationwide statistics, we have about 6.5 million people who have a different physical abilities as well, and they don't have access to education or their vocational training. And because of the situation, so that's according to the experts, the data is such as now that because of the revolution, that although they may that when the person is physically no longer able to function properly, that they also have a problem. And in this revolution, we also need to think about these people as well. When our revolutionary fighters, when they are injured, they are wounded, or that through the revolution they were harmed, and that they have lost their ability, then we also need to think about how we can support them, how we can help them rehabilitate as well. And that's why we have proposed this topic to discuss in today's discussion. And we also like to welcome you all to join us, or feel free to join us in the live, join the talk show as well. We have provided the link in the live show as well. Feel free to join us in the Zoom and to talk with us, those who are also will be discussing in today's discussion. First, I would like to introduce to the speakers, the speakers of today. First person is Comrade Kite. He is from the Black Panther column. And second, the speaker is David from the DMO-PDF, and the third is a Comrade Aung from KNDF Bureau 12.
In addition to 3 fighters, we also have invited guest speaker is Kim Paton. She is a CDM activist who have joined that CDM from the military from the military nursing academy, Captain Kim Paton, in effect. So please, she is not new to us, and I also like to remind our audience that please feel free to ask your questions or give your comments in the comment box, or you can also join us on Zoom in the live session and ask the speakers yourself. So that I would like to know about the injuries and that or the situation of the fighters. So I would like to first invite Comrade Kite from Cobra column, from Black Panther column. So Comrade Kite, so can you also share with us about your contribution to the revolution? Which role did you play, and how did you join the revolution? Well, after the coup, like on the 7th of February, I was in the Lebanon demonstrations from February until the end of March. I was demonstrating as well, and I was also helping those demonstrators in the front line. I was also providing a lot of support to the demonstrator as well. And at the end of April, in the last week of April, however, I wanted to join the resistance, so I want to get military training. So that and then you join the Black Panther column to fight in the revolution. Is it correct? Yes, it is. And what about your injuries? How were you injured, and when did that happen? Well, we were doing a reconnaissance. I was the point, so I was running point, and then I stepped on the landmine, and then I lost a leg during the explosion. So you have lost a leg that you have fought in the Black Panther color, and you were an active demonstrator. So now that you have been you have lost your physical ability. I'm sure you have recovered. Yes, I have. I also have a prosthesis now, right? So looking back on the past 1 year, all the experiences you have lived through, how that has changed your way of thinking, and what kind of what kind of thinking thoughts you have developed. My commitment is that I have decided that we have no choice but to do armed resistance. That's why I've joined the military training, and that I learned through my work that I must help the people. I must protect the people. Even after once the revolution is over, I must be part of this movement in some different way. And that was my thinking. So before you were in the demonstrations, and now that you changed, that you must help protect the people. But now that you have been injured, and that how do you also how do you reflect yourself? I may be injured, I may not be maybe different, but I will be able to do something different. I can raise fund. I can also work with the technology. That there are things that I can do with this revolution, that I can also do administrative work. That's great. That means that you will be participating in the revolution. Yes, I will continue to be part of the revolution. So that is what you believe in, and that somehow, one way or other, that you will remain involved in this revolution. Thank you so much, Comrade Kite. Thank you for sharing that. So I would like to invite next speaker is Comrade Aung from KNDF Bureau 12. Thank you very much for joining us. So, Comrade Aung, can you introduce yourself? How old are you? Can you hear us? Yes, I can. And I also would like to request people to understand us, because that Aung San Suu Kyi is from KNDF, so that is also the internet is quite bad, so there could be the connection might not be very clear. So please bear with us. So I was asking you about your age. How old are you? What did you do before the revolution? I am 18 years old.
and I'm 18 years old, and that I joined the revolution because, well, because military have removed the civilian government. Because they are banning the people, they are killing the people. I cannot take it, so I have to come arms to fight against them. That's why I joined this revolution. And before the revolution, what did you do? Oh, before the revolution, I was going to school. Oh, right, you're going to school. So which grade are you in? I was in 9th grade. So you were in 9th grade and in high school. So you joined the revolution, and that you became part of one of the resistance fighter as well. Can you also tell us about about your injury and the battle you were injured in? We were fighting the police station. Our plan is to go to the police station for explosion. I didn't step on the mine, but when I was when I was withdrawing, but not in the beginning, but when I was withdrawing back, and then I got stabbed on it when I was backing out of the police station. So none of the other comrades were injured. I was the only one injured. So what? So you were injured. So your leg was injured. So how are you now? Well, so it's getting better. It has been the injury the injury. I have recovered from the injury as well. So thank you for sharing your experience. That you were injured in the revolution, and you are only 18 years old. So that now that you have joined, and that that in the revolution, you know the what you have the injury that you are taking, that has it impacted in your way of thinking? Well, I'm not. I think I will still be able to. I think I may not have. But I can still do the logistic. I can also still do that. So I can also help others, also to help other comrades to fight as well. That means that you will still be part of this revolution. That you will still be that contributing to the revolution in different ways. Is that your consideration? Yes, that is. Thank you. I would like to invite another comrade, Comrade David. Are you here with us? Please introduce yourself, David. My name is David. I'm from DMO-PDF. When did you join the DMO-PDF in the resistance movement? When did you join them? Well, I think it was probably end of May, June, that and then I started to join the PDF, and at that time we don't call ourselves the PDF. I think I started joining end of May and June, and then at the end of June 2021 there was already establishment of the PDF, and then I was already joining that as well. That yes, good David, please go ahead. And also that when the PDF movement started, all the villagers also joined the movement now. Sorry about the internet that if the David voice is not clear.
Okay. So
and that so good David, what I'm asking, like okay, you joined in around May, and also in that definitely the PDF was also already formed in by the end of June. But why did you join the armed resistance? What were your ideas? What were you thinking at the time you joined the movement? Can you hear us? Yes, I can hear you now. So during the revolution, that what are the what drives you to join the movement? Well, I joined the armed revolution because our village because our village was forming the PDF, and my family also encourage you, because I have brothers and sisters that I must do something for them. And that's why I joined the armed resistance. You know, my sisters as well, my sisters are already settled and married, and I'm the only one, you know, remaining with their parents, stay with the parents. So I don't have to, you know, worry so much about my family. So you were saying that your mother encouraged you to, your parents encouraged you. Was it your mother who encouraged you to join the movement? Yes, it was my mother. So it was incredible that the parents themselves are encouraging you as well. Can you also share with us like how you got injured during the movement? Myanmar military has set up camps as well. So our unit plan was to fight against the military base, and then I was injured by stepping on the landmine that the military has installed. So how are your injuries? Have you recovered from injuries? Well, my injuries I mean, like, they are doing better. I still don't have prosthesis. Yes, I lost a leg. Was your leg amputated? Yes, I lost it from the knee. It was amputee. It was my knee. It was amputated from the knee as well. And that now that you have lost a leg, what do you think about your survival? What are your struggles? I mean, the way you think or your commitment, has it changed in some way? Well, I will not you know, I'm now still working to raise funds with from the Myanmar diaspora to get to be able to assess. I also have other fundings, other donors are also helping me get a prosthesis as well. There's some people are also helping, but I still also believe that I will be able to continue my work as well, and that and I understand that you still keep on working in the revolution. You are still in fighting in this revolution as well. Now that you got injured and lose your leg as well, and so what will be you know, well, what is your response from your mother? My mother said that, well, now I'm a fighter. That is normal. That I got injured. That is okay. That she support me. That there's nothing for me to feel bad about. Thank you for sharing, because it's incredible to see that the parents are supporting you and strongly as well. Thank you, Go David, for the introduction. Now that we have listened to your commitment, the faith in the movement, and we also have listened to your voice as well, so that now I also and we also have set aside a program that at the end of the month, at the end of this talk show, we also have a question that as well. So as for the next speaker, I would like to invite Kim Papaton. So Kim Papaton, you were like a medical professional. That you are a medical professional. You are and that you're a nurse, and that you serve in the town as well. So you already have experience working in the military hospital of dealing with this as well. That can you also share with us about your experience and how that is? Hello, good evening. First, I would like to say thank you to the revolutionary fighters, because you know they were giving up the youth and they were giving up their family to support the people, because the people are being you know, bullied by the military. So thank you for your support. I have served for 20 years in the military hospital. In doing so, that I know how they treat them, like that is, I know about how bad the way they treat as well. That in two and in when I also like to talk about my experience when I was serving in Daegu and at the military hospital. That is a KNU area. So when there is a fighting with the KNU, and the soldiers who got injured are sent to military hospital 3 in Daegu area, and some of them have lost. There's some of them that are injured as well. That some of them and that some of them would have you know, got amputated as well. And when I was serving in the surgical ward as well, and the G1, the commander come and check the patients, and that I understand that he came to, you know, encourage the patients, but no, instead of doing that,
he said that some of the patients were like really hard, and that they couldn't even they couldn't even set up, they were really hard as well. That they said that he say like you're not using the military strategy, and that's why you got harmed. So there's no way I can pity you because you are the. And some of this, these are the foot soldiers, so they are afraid. They were, very small face, and that they could not say anything because, and that shows what that does show. That shows that, military do not consider that the foot soldiers like human beings, like fellow human beings. They don't treat them like a human being as well. At the time, I was simply thinking that, well, this officer he may say that I was wondering like how can they treat the so foot soldiers who got injured and were very sick and very ill and treated like this. And that I was simply it was like the one that spent like half an hour just railing them, just just treating them badly and say it's their fault that they got injured. As one you have a as when I mean how bad they would feel with that as well. And that shows very clearly that they are not treated like a fellow human being. And that was in 2018. And then in Mijina, that when I was also serving in the Mijina as well, that so they were also with the KIA, also a lot of soldiers, a lot of them were got injured as well. And that and then there's a lot of them will enjoy. And then when we have received patients, the patients are in, even in that hundreds, they will come to the hospital. Some of them officers, some are foot soldiers. And when they got injured, that it is Mijina is very extremely cold in that in the winter, so that those who are injured in the arm or the hand, and that they are wet with blood. So that what we have to do, we have to cut their shirt, their sweaters off, so to clean them, to clean their injuries, and to help them as well. And they only have one sweater, so they no longer have a sweater they can wear. And Mijina is a very cold, so it is very difficult for them as well. But those who came to check them, and they saw the soldiers don't have it, so they will not do anything. They will take a photo with them, and to make sure that they can get it as well. They just make sure that that they were like they will give them, as a biscuit and a small bag with a 2000 jets, and just for show. No, nothing real. They don't give them any kind of support. They don't look at the challenges that they are facing as well. And that and those who came back, I asked that those soldiers sometimes they say that they were fighting for 3-4 days, that 2-4 days without any without any food, because they ran out of food supplies, and they've been fighting for 4-5 days without any food, without any rice. And that who are they fighting for? They are fighting for this handful of these that as well, that and that they didn't think about that. That's what I'm showing how bad it is as well. They are not treated like human beings, and that we are used to with it. We are being treated like that as well. But some people don't still realize that they're not being treated as well. That they still continue to serve for the interests of as well. And that's what we are. And that's what we think about as well. That when they may be fighting on the front line, but they don't get the supplies, they don't get food. And even in the sweaters, military that the sweaters that you give to soldiers, they only cost about like $1, not more than that, or 2000 jets. But they don't treat them that is so in a way that they will be horrible, in the sense that they don't treat them as human beings as well. That I also would like to say that when you have it doesn't make sense that for those soldiers who are still there, that they should continue to serve in the military, would only work for their own interests, and which does not treat us, all the soldiers, equally or with fairness, a human being. And when I listen to you, that we are experiencing this really bad. The G1, there's a commanding officer, and that the way they came to the people and they treat the people is like they were that
you know, they were not treated like fellow human beings, you know, they were treated as they were not treated in a nice way. And that another concern is that the way the military think is that you know, they do not accept that, they do not accept it as well. And that they also they don't accept the differences and the diversity. So people with you know, these people these amputees, these veterans who got injured, they may have lost a part of their body, but they are not they are capable of still doing it as well. But as yet they are treated differently. They are being treated in such a way that is what that I think this is also something we have to fight in this revolution as well, that we need to change along with this revolution, to change the way of thinking. The people who are injured, the amputees, simply differently able people. And then we have also seen in the front lines that when the soldiers got injured, they are being left behind by the others. Well, there is no recognition, there is no the support, rehabilitation, and that when they are killed, and that even the bodies of the soldiers were killed, where they're no left as it is, and that sometimes is the ERO that so thank you for what we have also seen the cases. We also read the news where that you know, only those the EROs have been taking care of the injured soldiers and helping them as well. Thank you for for sharing as well. So we also have here seen that is that we also see the hands raised as well. But I also like to ask our speakers as well. Our as speakers, so you have listened to them. They may be injured. They may have become amputee. They may become amputees, but they are still committed. They are still strong. They are doing what they can as well. So that what I would like to now I would like to also to ask that about I would like to do Comrade Kite. Comrade Kite, may I invite you once again, that how do you see this revolution? That what is the message you want to give to the people? Right now, as to the revolution that we are in, if we look at the current situation, the momentum of the revolution has increased dramatically. The momentum will not decrease. It will continue. It will increase. And that I will also like my message to the people of Myanmar will be to be patient. All the revolutionary forces that we are fighter, we are working hard, and please try to support us that you know, this sort of like support like 10% of your earnings to the revolution, to the 10% of that to the injured fighters, because we need your support. What are the challenges you face as a veteran? That in some of the revolutionary forces have difficulty with supplies. They don't have enough food supplies, and that some of them also have problems as well, that we need assistance from the people inside Myanmar and outside to support them, so that we need your support. So please, we also like to request all the people to support our PDF fighters, your PDF groups as well. What about your vision for the future? What do you expect to do? I believe fully in the revolution, in the success of the revolution, because we are there like 60%, but we can reach the ultimate victory. Our journey to winning the revolution, we still have we still have to go as well. That the Myanmar has also is no that been in great difficulty, and that the economy has also have decreased, and military is not running really well. That you know, that we could you know, that we could win this revolution with a very not much fighting, or we might also have to do more as well. So what I would like to request the people is, after the revolution, that we need also that we need to think about the rebuilding of the nation, rehabilitation, and it is also important that we also want to be part of the about the nation building as well, about the rehabilitation process as well. and that thank you for your vision, because there will be with the banning of the villages and the lives and the livelihoods that have been lost, so there will be important tasks of rehabilitation. And thank you for expressing your intention to join in the rebuilding purpose, in rebuilding activities. Next, I would like to invite Comrade Aung. You are only 18 years old, that you were in the armed resistance, and you still continue strongly to support the armed resistance movement. So what do you think about the revolution in the current stage? I would like to request people to continue to support us, because the people, and that we also want, our fighters to continue fighting. We want people of Myanmar to fight, to continue to support us. And thank you also to the donors, and to keep supporting us, because the victory is within our reach. Can you also share us about your life dreams? What was your vision? What do you want to do? Well, in the past, I wanted to become a teacher, a school teacher. But after the coup, and then I joined the armed resistance. And now that I was in the revolutionary force, that means that to remain without fight, so that people can live without fear. So what about right now? What do you want to do now? Right now it's rainy season. So rainy season is a very difficult for our revolutionary forces. We are trying to help them, because with the supplies, and many organizations are struggling because of the heavy rains in Myanmar, and we are trying to support them as much as I can. And we also like to request the people also to support them as well. Thank you, the Comrade Aung. So the way he thinks, it's not just about himself, it's for the revolutionary forces, and for the teams, and for the different forces that are fighting in the armed resistance. It's incredible to see the youth. I know they're thinking about their own vision of their own future, but thinking about the movement, and that's incredible. So may I invite Comrade David? What do you think about the revolution in its current stage? What is the message you want to give to the people? Comrade David, can you hear us? Yes. Well, soon our time will come. So the revolution is also, hard to say. So there could be major battles coming our way. So it is important that we need to be prepared for it. And that for the revolutionary fighters and the people of Myanmar is it is hard, but especially for the IDPs want to come back home, that people have to be careful, because there are a lot of landmines, and that demining must be done before going back to your own villages. So make sure that my action is taken. What about you yourself, David? Any idea for your future? In the future, there are many things I want to be, but if it is possible, that what I would like to do in the future is that I would like to I would like to I will hope that one day I'll be able to go back to my village, or they go back to our own community to live in peace and so that time. So that is my individual wish, but however, they will come after what we want for the community. So community should be able to return home and stay in safety and peace as well. And I would like to wish that also win, as well as Comrade Kite, also we and David, wishing you all the best, and that on the best, and the support on the best for your future as well. And that's what I would like to wish you, for a quick recovery, as well as on the rehabilitation, successful rehabilitation, that as well. So I would, as for the part of that last question, I would like to ask Captain Khin. You have taken care of the injured soldiers before. So what will be your, what kind of what will be your recommendation to those injured soldiers, and the people to support them as well? These revolutionary fighters are very different from SAC soldiers as well. Firstly, the existence is also there's different, because the revolution is fighting for the righteousness, is for the right. It's they are fighting for the truth, and they have incredible support. They have the support from the people of Myanmar. They have the nationwide support, because SAC soldiers, the military hunter soldiers, do not get any support from the people. They only get criticisms and the blaming as well. And in terms of mindset also, is very different, because the moral is completely different. For the revolutionary fighters, they joined the movement because they love the country, because they love the people, because they want to protect the people, and that's the mindset when they join the movement. So when you sort of like look at them in a against the troops around the SAC, it's very different, and that's why also these revolutionary fighters will win and achieve victories. And those who got injured, I think it is important for not only for the people of Myanmar, but also the government of that public government of Myanmar will need to take care of them, because they need psychologically they are very strong, they are morally committed, so they also have good support system. So psychologically they are already good. They won't get depressed, they won't get into some sort of a psychological issue. However, physically they need support. We need to help them so that they can carry out normal daily activities. There are some assistance that they will need, so that they be able to rely on themselves physically as well. That's what we can help us. And after the revolution as well, it is also important to help them so that they will have a livelihood, so that they can lead a good life. They need support, they need social support, as well as on the livelihood support, so that they can live and lead a life, because they have made the sacrifice. They have sacrificed their lives, and they have taken the risk that is endangering them physically, and we need to recognize them. We also need to celebrate them, and we also need to help them find a way to be able to lead a successful life in the best way we can. We need to provide the best support as well. And there are also those soldiers who were also killed. So we need to take care of their families as well. We cannot forget about them or their families. Once the revolution is over, it is important that we have the duty to take care of the family of the fallen soldiers as well. Thank you for discussing from the medical perspective as well as from the social perspective. These are important recommendations. I'm sure that people will support your recommendation as well. So it is also important for us to listen to the voice of the people as well. And that so we have 2 hands raised in this Zoom as well. So that we'll like will be opening the microphones one by one, and feel free to invite you. And then please feel free to share your comments or ask questions to the speakers. First, I would like to invite the account name Stephen. Stephen, your mic is on now. Hope you can hear me. Yes, we can hear you. I want to introduce also. I am a Khin ethnic group. I live in Khin state, and that I'm from I take care of the injured and the amputees from the Khin revolutionary forces. I'm a person who is taking care of them as well. Can you also share, please, what will be your recommendation and your opinions, your perspectives? Please share. What I would like to say is that among the Khin people, if we talk about the Khin people, that not just across nationwide, for Khin people in Myanmar, that they need support. They also need the empathy from the people as well. We have Khin so we have a Khin National the Defense Force, and that so there are a lot of those who got injured, and that as well, and there are those because of the bombs on the mines, and there are also people who lost vision, who lost the eyesight from one eye as well. There are those who got injured as well. They need assistance as well. That if not just in Khin state, that They are fighting for that, not just for the Chin state. They are it is important to recognize those who have who have lost their physical ability. They are not fighting just for the Chin state. They are fighting for the revolution. They are fighting against the military dictatorship. It is important to recognize that it's not the Chin who are fighting for, Chin ethnic groups or Chin state, because we may be in Chin state, but we are fighting for the entire country. We are fighting in the armed resistance as well. Those are the amputees, those who were injured and lose their limbs as well. That if I call them the amputees or the handicapped, it could be considered as a very rude. Some are very young, some are younger than men, some are young men, some are young women, and they have lost all their limbs for the revolution. Rather than providing them support for them, it is also important to think about how we can encourage them. We also need to think about as well. It's just it's more than many. That it doesn't matter how much money you give, because money is useful for only a short time. The money will run out, but they need the strength from us. They need the psychological support so that they can remain strong as well. They need a physical. They also they not only the physical assistance, they also need the mental support, psychological support, so they remain strong. They remain committed as well, and that is something I think we need as well. And like I would like to say that not just for the Chin, I think it is important that that we receive a lot of donations and funds, but people think that I donate the money and then I've done my part. Now they can buy food, and that's, yeah, they think that oh, well, we are donating a lot and that should be enough. No, it is more than that. What we need is that we need to find ways to strengthen them, not just just donating money to. It is also need to think about that as well, because their psychological needs are also important. They need to be spiritually, they need to be as well. I'm sorry if I'm not making my point, because I'm not very fluent in Burmese. They need psychological support, psychosocial support as well. So we also need to think about psychosocial support for them as well, because in this that there are that that a lot of people a lot of people have lost their body parts as well, and I respect all of you for their contribution we are giving them. We want them to, even though they're injured, we don't want them to feel depressed as well, and that others that we can also look at those who have made their sacrifices, and that we want them to not to be left behind. They should become the role models for to keep on fighting, fight strongly, because we see them as a that that even if we cannot they can, that they, even if look at the sacrifices these people have made, and that should give us energy and commitment, and that the impetus to be able to remain committed to the revolution. Thank you for sharing, Stephen. That it has been that encouraging words. It is important not to leave those who's got injured, and that who are differently able now to the movement, that they have the belief and that commitment to the revolution, and that is important. That so that's why that's why we are also this is the first time also we have invited the veterans who got injured in this revolution. Thank you for sharing about your experience. Thank you for reaching out to us. Like, yes, Stephen, you have shared. I think it is also important to think about this, that providing financial support is not enough. There are a lot of need as well, and we also need to think about what we need is that solidarity. We also need the psychosocial support for the revolutionary fighters. Then it is important to reach out to them, and it is also important that for us to drive the revolution, for the momentum to continue. We need this. We need to support each other, that psychologically as well, and that mental strength is needed, and through the encouragement, the moral is also maintained. So please also important to think about psychosocial support. Do you want to add anything, Stephen? I don't have much to add, but I think it is also important that all the people of Myanmar are fighting against the revolution. It is important that entire population need to work together to fight against the military dictatorship. And like I had said earlier, that those who are all these are revolutionary fighters, and what I would like to say is that, if you are that it is important that, that you may have that So there are those freedom fighters, that and that they are not. It is not important that as well. So if I were to, that it is important to look at those who have made the sacrifices, who may have lost their limbs, but they remain strong, they remain committed at that, like the way they say that, the blood has been let, there is no space for dialogue. That it is important to continue to support that movement. It is also important that not to look at personally, but it is also important to link and engage with different revolutionary forces to make the movement stronger, so that so that this way that it is also important to find ways to coordinate and work together, which will contribute to them as well, but get that. And this way, if we engage together, if we work together, if we remain committed, and we think about those who have, that made the sacrifices, we will win this revolution. Thank you. And I would like to invite Gunao Yu, who has raised his hand. Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Shunlei, and that thank you also for asking questions, and that so I would, rather than a question, I would like to say the encouragement as well, those who have lost that that who have lost their limbs, and that who have in their fighting, that that some of them may have lost their physical parts, but their mindful, their commitment and their mindset for the revolution has not lost as well. These are they are the heroes who are fighting for the freedom of Myanmar, for the freedom of country. And I was talking about it. I was also it also recalls me about Israel, that Moshe Dayan has talked about that that is what that in when they first established Israel, that is that that you may have that in the he Moshe Dayan was physically handicapped because of the arm movement, that you may have lost your body parts, but your belief is still there, your faith is still there, your commitment revolution is still there. And that means that it is important that we need to that continue to recognize that, like General Moshe Dayan, for example, he lost an eye completely during the revolution, but he became that he became the first the primate that began the Israel as well. And that although that he was physically tortured, and that he was tortured to the till he was no longer able to walk, as that so that that we also have other examples of US politicians who may have lost their that who they had lost their physically no longer able to walk properly, but he was able even to contest in the election for presidency. So it is important to encourage as well for those. It is also important to recognize the heroes for who they are, and think it is also important that we also with their commitment, with their participation, they can contribute to the revolution. And I would like to thank you for your service as well, and thank you also for the contribution we have made. It is important that we recognize them as such and to work together as well. Thank you for sharing that thank you, Gunayo, for contribution and your words of encouragement, because you also give us good examples of the war leaders who have gone through the same physical challenges to achieve the greater success as well. I would like to invite another speaker, the Galaxy Tap. Do you want to say anything, Galaxy Tap? The mic is we have given you a microphone, so you have raised your hand, so you please feel free to share when you want. So this that Way of Thought program is a talk show we organize we organize on a weekly basis, and we always encourage you to join us on the Zoom. We provide the Zoom link, and you can feel free to join us at Galaxy Tab. Do you want to share? I think Galaxy Tab might not be that is so I think they might not be might not have internet connection, but we also have some messages, so I would like to share with you. So Galaxy Tab, are you back? Galaxy Tab, you're back. You have the microphone access now. So it has encouraged you that So don't feel discouraged that we are providing the logistic support as well, that it is also to respects to those who have been supporting the revolution as well. So if we don't have any other hands raised in this one, I would like to give a round to our speakers to close our talk show. First, I would like to invite Comrade Kite from Black Panther column. So we have listened to what the people have shared as well. Do you have anything you want to add to the revolution or to the others? So there may be other the fighters like you who have gone through the same challenges, so that and that those who have lost their it is not new, because even also before, while the ethnic revolution revolution organization were fighting for their independence, there are also many who have lost their the physical ability in this in the armed movement as well. And that now in this process also, here you will see that a lot of us are fighting to protect ourselves, fight our community, and we face the same challenges as well. So do you want to say do you want to add anything to this? Thank you. Hope you can hear me. Yes, we can hear you now. Thank you. And like Stephen has shared before, it is I think it is important to that for that it is important to help us with the social support so that to keep them motivated and to give them motivation. And they also need also encouragement as well, that and I agree with you, Stephen, that is important nation to the nation. For those wounded freedom fighters, I think it is also important that people to support them as well, and that to give us motivation is important. And that's what I like to continue to support us, so that not only financial support but also the psychological support, so that they remain more motivated and committed to the cause. What about you, Comrade Aung? I think I want to tell the people to that to stand strong with the revolution, and that I also like to give message to our fellow fighters to keep on fighting, keep it up, so that we can win this fight. Thank you. What about you, David?
Okay.
Thank you.
Let's see.
Right now is the rainy season, so that there are a lot of mosquitoes, and we need for the IDPs and for the freedom fighters, please don't forget to use mosquito nets, and then stay safe, because there is a lot of malaria. So anything you want to add? I would like to tell them to take care of their health, because right now, we have a lot of, there are a lot of insects and the mosquitoes, so you can get sick easily. So that it is important to take care of your health, especially, and that if you're IDP, and think, and for the children also, we want parents to take care of their children as well, that that they won't get bitten as well. Because yes, thank you for reminding us, because there are a lot of IDPs, and that and also the IDPs are in less than adequate shelter. So David has been sharing about the need for that as well, that and we know that and therefore as for the COVID-19 pandemic, and that we are also hearing that new variants of the COVID-19 are spreading all across the world. So please take care of your health as well. Thank you for sharing. I would like to ask Mak if you want to add anything to discuss. Thank you. So our Spring Revolution is going strongly, is successful, and I would like to request that EROs, all the ethnic revolution organization, to remain in solidarity in this revolution, because we are all a part of the people of Myanmar, and that all of us, all the people in Myanmar have been, especially all the people have been suffering greatly because of that as well, and that
and that it is important that despite the challenges, we need to remain strong, and that remain committed to the revolution, so that we can go back to the normal life. And I would like to request all the people of Myanmar to support the movement as well, and that and it is important also to give psychological support, social support to the injured, and that the fighters as well. And it is also important we also need to provide assistance to the people so that they can regain a normal life after the revolution. It is important to think about them beyond the revolution as well. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for joining. Now we are at the end of the session. I would like to thank all the speakers, Comrade Kite, Comrade Aung, and Comrade David, as well as Captain Khin. Thank you for joining us. Thank you also to the audience for asking for sharing with us your recommendations as well. And the last point I would like to make is that our program, the Way of Thought program, is a talk show we organized to talk about the ideological brainwash that the military has been undertaken in Myanmar. Because we in this revolution, it's not only about unrest, it also need to do about also mindset. Also, we need to change the mindset. We need to change the mindset as well. And that's why part of it is that in Myanmar, persons with disabilities are about 6.5 million people in Myanmar. That's 6.5 people. That's a huge number of the population. They could be though have physically they're born with this physical disabilities. There are also more. We are also seeing more people with disability due to the fighting as well. It is important to think about, consider about the person with disabilities while drafting policies and laws. It is important that our policies and laws need to be inclusive, need to be also be accessible to this one. If not, if we don't think about them, if we are not, and if it is that we need to make sure that everyone can enjoy that and can enjoy the victory of the revolution as well, and that it is important that we need to change this mindset of discrimination against the person with disability. It is important to have sympathy and empathy. It is also important to engage with them. It is also important to include them in the activities, so as part of this one. And here I would like to end that our talk show here today, that where we talk about that although they may have lost parts of their body, however, their commitment to the revolution remains steadfast. And that next week we'll also have another talk show where we'll be inviting speakers who will be sharing about the information that will have knowledge as well as awareness on this one. Thank you for joining us today. Wishing you all the safety and health, and see you next week. Thank you for inviting us.
ရှင်ပြိုင်တဲ့ပွဲမှာအဆုံးသတ်တစ်ခုရှိမယ်နှလုံးသားတွေနဲ့တေချာဆုံးဖြတ်ပါတစ်ခုတော့ရွေးရမယ်အမောင်နဲ့အလင်းတိုက်ပွဲမှာကြာဆိုတာမရှိဘူးတရားရဲ့ဘက်ကနေစနေပါမယ်Bella Jibase No sono linga da naya samyeba Yonji de Manapya we over Echade me among the land type poema ja so I'm shibu the jare better listen me Mong tu yes I rebel Jesus No so not ling other night as a nearby Yong ji de When I came away to The yare back on his in the rame Mong tu yes I rebel out Jesus